Yes, let's record that. The simplest and shortest answer to that would be because it's a huge stable and constantly growing market. And let me talk briefly about us. We have two business streamlines, MTS AI and Intema. At MTS AI, which is Artificial Intelligence Center of MTS, we develop AI solutions and products using the different technologies such as natural language processing and synthesis, computer vision, and edge computing. At Intema, we are building global AI community, cooperating with leading technology companies and international experts from different big tech companies. Conducting research, we have R&D department, and of course, investing in promising projects and teams through our $100 million VC fund. In other words, we try to support talented teams and founders and companies in every way we can to help them develop successful IT companies. We have a strong, young but very active Russian-speaking networking community. So to make sure you don't miss anything, and to make sure you don't miss anything, please join our community. You can see QR codes for both of them. And to go on, I would like to introduce Invest Hong Kong, our information partner of today's meetup. Our colleagues help Russian companies develop business in Hong Kong. And today we have Vera Kirilluk, the company's manager. She's going to tell us a little bit more about how Invest HK works with entrepreneurs. So Vera, over to you. I'm stop sharing my screen. You can share yours.
Yes, hello, my name is Vera. Actually, my colleague Leonid Orlov, who is the principal consultant of Invest Hong Kong, will be doing the speech, and I'll be sharing the screen. So yeah.
Hello, everyone. We'll try to be brief, and thanks for this opportunity to deliver the message on Hong Kong. A few words on what we are doing. Invest Hong Kong is the official investment promotion agency run by the government of Hong Kong. But we are not about the money. We are about the critical mass of business, sustainable and sustaining it, to use Hong Kong as a platform for scaling up for Hong Kong per se, as well as mainland China and Southeast Asia. So, well, how we operate? We actually physically support the companies who are about to outreach onto Hong Kong physically. So, well, we do consult companies, we do provide physical support, including company registration, including the information on obtaining residence permit and Hong Kong work permit, even practical things like boarding schools or schools for children, like accommodation, legislation, taxation issues, everything. We also provide aftercare support for 2 years. And we do have a special team dealing with the IT, ICT startup companies, as well as dealing with the conventional businesses. Next slide, please. So, there are some successful examples of the companies we have been bringing to Hong Kong for past 10 years. We started our activities in the former USSR in 2010. And since then, you see, there are examples of conventional businesses like X5 Retail Group, like Natura Siberica, as well as the new wave companies like Box, like Cash Off, fintech startup, quite well known in Russia. Next slide, please. We are also a launching pad to 2 principal Hong Kong accelerators. One is Cyberport, which is public-private partnership, kind of an accelerator, offering supreme conditions for the overseas businesses coming to Hong Kong in terms of acceleration, in terms of facilitation of businesses, well, hosting companies, as well as the Hong Kong Science and Technologies Park. Cyberport is more on fintech, IT, ICT, while Science Park is more on life sciences, smart city, and other applicable projects. Next slide, please. Well, we do have a few events I'd like to highlight right now. One is Smart Me Up Hong Kong Festival. This is the annual event. And while its focus is in early September, we've just concluded it. Well, we do have some 15 finalists who's got support from the Hong Kong government, varying from 200,000 Hong Kong dollars, roughly 20,000 euro, up to, well, 100,000 euro for the top finalists. Next slide, please. These are our contacts. For those of you who are interested, please turn to us. We do have special special offer for fintech companies. We also deal with conventional companies, but well, if your startup business, if your new company is interested and endeavoring in Asia, and endeavoring in Southeast Asia, please do not hesitate turning to us. And great thanks to the organizers again. Thanks.
Thank you, Leonid. Thank you, Vera. We will share the contact information for those who are interested in building businesses in Hong Kong. So today our meeting is about scaling businesses to the Chinese market, which is attractive for many tech companies. However, its unique distinctive culture, high technological competition, and unfamiliar language often stop great entrepreneurs from taking action. And today, together with our guests, respected experts that I'm about to introduce you, we will try to uncover that fears and evaluate the prospects for Russian companies to develop in this country. So this meeting will be held in a pitch session. Everybody is familiar with that format. We will hear 6 pitches. After each pitch, we will have time together with the experts to answer questions from the team and give the speakers feedback on the product and the scaling potential. So let's start with introductions. So we have today Koa from Interbridge. Koa, please say hi so everyone can identify you.
Oh, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Koa, speaking on behalf of Interbridge. So Interbridge is a national innovation space based in Shenzhen, China. So now it's one of the top 10 overseas innovation center in Shenzhen, which is now closely collaborates with top technology transfer clusters in Europe, including but not limited to Cambridge, Stockholm, Copenhagen, and Barcelona. And in addition to supporting the startup ecosystem, we serve as a bridging platform for startups, investors, and also those government organizations, media, educational organizations. And with a variety of resources, our center helps high-tech startup with marketing, funding, and manufacturing procedures, and providing professional service to domestic and foreign high-tech companies. And we facilitate the China-Europe collaboration in science and technology. And beyond those services, we're also the organizer of the 6th China-Shenzhen Innovation and Entrepreneurship International Competition. So this competition helps collaborations to innovate in collaboration with a global ecosystem of tech entrepreneurs. And we try to bridge the gap between corporations and startups and help them to approach a wide range of Chinese market, Chinese high-tech industrial resources, and also venture capitals. So if those participants interested in this competition, please directly message to me. I will leave my contact information in the chat box. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Koa. So also we have today Brooke Swen, Executive Director at InnoAngel. Brooke, are you
Thanks,
here?
Joseph. This is Brooke from InnoAngel.
Yeah, thanks, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Also we have Rebecca Xie, Director at Startup Grind Greater China. Rebecca.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. And I'm very excited to join the event and meet everyone. If I'm allowed, can I share screen and have a quick introduction of what we do?
Yeah, sure. If you can tell us in 1 minute, it would be great. Because
yeah, no problem.
Timing is a key.
Okay, cool. So I'll be really quick. So because I think it would be very helpful for you to understand the ecosystem in China as well. So kind of want to let you know, we are just like you guys. We actually started from Silicon Valley. So we also, like you guys, we entered the China market. So I guess as a peer startup before, we have a lot of experience that we could share and connect with you. We are a venture capital firm, invest in early stage startups. So if any of you is looking for fundraising at seed round, angel round, pre-A round, feel free to reach out to us. We have been investing in now over 20 unicorns over the world. In China, we cover the greater China area. We have 7 offices. So if you need help or support in the all China areas, including Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and all other cities, we can also help you with that. A very quick snapshot of our portfolio company. Maybe some of them are doing exactly what you are doing right now. So we have the industry expert to help you with. And now we have 40 global offices focused in different industries to accelerate startups and invest startups. And we have corporate partners. The verticals we're covering right now, I'm not sure, like I saw the very brief introduction of you guys. Some of you are falling into the industry that we are covering as well. So we hope that we could share our experience with you. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me. And we work with over 400 global 500 corporate partners. So every year they have their innovation needs open to us. If they fit with your solution as well, then we might be able to connect you with them through our acceleration program. And also in China, we work with over 100 Chinese leading corporations. So if you are looking for a very typical POC with Chinese leading companies, that would be a very good start for the B2B business model startups. So overall, we provide the whole ecosystem to everyone enjoy the networking, the community, the market, the fundraising. That's what we do as Plug and Play. So for example, last year, we helped achieve almost 130 POCs. So usually for startups, you probably want to start with POCs before it goes to the very official business deals. So you could consider that. And by doing that, you could join deal flows, accelerator programs, pitching events, also like today's event. It would be a good time for you to get some feedback, get some exposure to the Chinese audience, investors, and companies to either to have business contract opportunity, CVC investment, co-development, R&D, or POC opportunities. So every year we help and we work with international partners like Intima to help the startups to enter the China market. And I will be really quick. So that's pretty much what we do. I have my WeChat here. If you really commit to the China market and take it serious, WeChat will be. So if you want, you can download WeChat and add me or email me at rebecca.xie@pnpchina.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn. So I'm working as a cross-border senior manager here. So I have been helping startups to expand to overseas market for over 3 years already. So I understand usually you guys have all various questions regarding the brand, market entry strategy, how to find the first client list. So that's very normal and of course very challenging. But hope me and including all the the experts here today or investors here today could share with you our insights and could help you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. It's great to be connected with you. All right, going next, Hongye Wang, partner at Antler, China. Hongye.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. This is Hongye from Antler. So we are a global venture capital firm headquartered in Singapore. And now we cover 19 regions all over the world, like Asia, US, Europe, Australia, Africa and South America. So maybe all over the world. That's with the AUM around $500 million US, but we are about to close a new fund recently. Then hoping to reach the AUM of about a billion US. We have over 200 portfolios in our VC fund. So yeah, and this is the second year we are in China, so we are quite new here as well.
Yeah, but impressive traction. Thank you, Hongye. Next, we have Inchuan Liao, a partner from QCHZ. Inchuan.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My name is Chris Liao, and I'm speaking on behalf of Innovation Expert Lab. And what we do is similar to the PMP, like the Rebecca says. So I'm gonna say brief introduction. So what we focus on is from the project came from the university. We have deep relationship and bond with Tsinghua University and Peking University. So we help until now we helped like over 2,000 projects from the university. So help them to do from 0 to 1 and from 1 to the infinity. So I'm also excited to be here and help everything going well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And the last but not least, Jinshen Lo, investment manager at Paradigm Venture Capital.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting me. And I'm Jinshen from Full Paradigm. And Full Paradigm is a world-class enterprise-level AI platform. And we have started our venture VC platform since 2019. We invest in an industry along with AI, data-centric, or anything else related to data. I'm happy to be with you guys and happy to talk with you.
Thank you, Jinshen. All right, so colleagues, thank you very much for joining this meeting. Your expertise is very important for the startups who are about to pitch. And we hope you will enjoy working today with the teams who will be presenting. And today we will hear pitches from the following startups. Let me quickly share the schedule. So today we will have Texel, Singularis, Exauros, Monosnap, and Sherpa, and Somin. All right, so let's start from Texel. And I just remind you that we will have 5 minutes for pitch and up to 10 minutes for Q&A session. Sergey from Texel, the stage is yours. We can see your screen, but we don't hear you, Sergey.
Yeah, I think it's a usual unmute button. Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me over to pitch. Ni hao. And let me start with a brief introduction on the company. So Texel provides a virtual fitting room service for online e-commerce experience. So essentially, every time when you shopping for clothes online, you're trying to understand what kind of size you should get and how this particular clothes would look like on you. And you are not alone. Over 70% of people actually expect companies to deliver a personalized experience when shopping online for clothes. That's actually not easy to deliver because just last year, offline and online shopping had experienced over $148 billion of returns. That's over sometimes over 40 or 50% of the whole stock. One of the main challenges for online fashion retailers is to make sure that the customers actually stick with them and increase their lifetime value. So they're trying to personalize their experience and increase the loyalty of the customers, but it's not easy to do so. Those are one of the biggest challenges in online fashion. And we have developed a solution that allows solve exactly this. So it's a simple button on the web page that you click and enter your personal details like height and weight, and then based on that, we'll calculate your 3D body model. And we compare your measurements with a size chart of a brand, showing you the best size and the way it actually works and fits. But the best part is the ability to actually see this garment on a model that looks like you. So you might have a different skin tone, a different body type. And you could easily click on the model that looks like you and see exactly how this garment would look like you, on you. And the best feature of our solution is that you are able to upload your own photo. And here I'm using Adele, or rather the previous version of Adele. And our generative adversarial neural network will actually fit the garment onto your photo so that you can get this personalized experience and understand what size should you get and how it's going to look on you. And this solution, based on the world's largest full body 3D data set that we have collected over 35 countries, and it really allows us to provide an accuracy in size recommendation, and it allows us to also provide this extremely unique visualization of the garment on your body seamlessly. With regards to the scaling of our technology, it's extremely easy. You don't need to install any additional, you don't need to provide any additional files. We work with what's available on the website. So we automatically take the product pictures that are already on the website and the size chart, and we integrate with all of the platforms quite quickly. So we have tested the solution with a top 10 global fashion retailer that actually has invested into the company. So Marks & Spencer in the UK has tested our technology with 500,000 users over 3 months. And the results of statistically significant A/B test shows a 10% conversion uplift and 20% reduction in returns. Also, people spend more time on the web page, and that delivers a 7x return on investment for our solution. And of course, the online fashion market is booming. You can clearly see that not only because of the COVID, but because of the general trend. And our market is huge, about $37 billion. And our revenue is pretty much doubling year over year. We're hoping to continue this trajectory. So last year we made about 760K, and we're planning to double it this year. Of course, there's quite a competitive field, which is now being actually centralized into the different players. Yeah, our solution allows us to actually scale quite quickly, and that's why we're different. So we have a great team of founders who cover all of the aspects. We have also 4 PhDs on the team that allowed us to get 3 US patents already for our solutions. And our team covers not only scientific, engineering, and business part, but also marketing and admin part as well. And one of the interesting things about our company is that we're already on the China market. We already have 3 clients in China. That's mainly universities who use our 3D scanners to do research in artificial intelligence and computer graphics. We also have partnerships with Huawei and LME China. And of course, we are looking to expand our presence in China with partnerships and distributions. So I offer you to scan this QR code and experience the future of fashion right now. And thank you so much for your time. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Sergey. Dear experts, who will be the first? You can just unmute yourself.
Hi.
Yep.
Hi, Sergey. Thank you very much for the introduction. And I see already partner or discussing it with LVMH. It's also our partner as well. So we know that they are looking for solution in these areas. From our experience, usually the reason people prefer to use, for example, nowadays, the cell phone camera to do the scanning and model building is because the 2D photos and the data itself cannot accurately to really show the people's, the look with the product, right? So how exactly did you ensure the accuracy just by input the height and weight?
Yeah, so we ensure that because of the unique data set that we have collected using our own network of full body 3D scanners, like any other company that provides the solution, such as Fit Analytics or TrueFit, they actually do not have the ground truth data set. They do not have the actual full body 3D scans to reconstruct a 3D model accurately. This is where we're different. This is where we actually have the data sets to accurately reconstruct a body based not only height and weight, but also some of the additional features of the body, such as your Brian cup size, the way your shoulders look like. I mean, are your shoulders is wider than your hips? Is it about the same size? What kind of belly do you have? So we're able to reconstruct that not only with height and weight, as you can see here. We also take into consideration age and different body proportions to actually provide the accuracy. But in addition to that, we also ask a customer to upload a photo if they are interested, and by uploading the photo, this on its own can augment the accuracy of the solution.
Got it. I see. So you provide both the software and the hardware, right?
Yeah, so the hardware full body 3D scanner would be the most accurate solution, but it would be hard to scale. The basically software solution that is really easy to scale, and it can be installed on any website, and you don't need any specific hardware or anything like that. It works on your mobile phone and a laptop, and it's quite easy to use.
I see. One last question. What's the business model?
Yeah, so the business model is based on on how many. So it's basically a monthly flat fee, and then it's based on monthly active users of a website. So essentially, once we understand what is the monthly active users, what is the average order value, what is the conversion, then we can expect to improve those numbers, and then based on this improvement, we calculate a monthly flat fee for a retailer, so that it provides this 7x ROI or more.
I see. So it is a 2B business model, right? Like you are not charging the individual consumer.
Yeah, it's free for consumer. It's B2B. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
Thank you, Rebecca. Anyone else?
Hi, Sergey. This is Hongye here.
Hello. Yep.
Hi. Thanks a lot for your presentation. And I was wondering if the customers are willing to put all the data into the app or whatever it is. Have you checked with the customers? Because if I buy something online, I just need to put it into the cart and pay for it. Then I get all the goods, right? But you're asking the customers to do some inputs before they pay for it. That's are the customers willing to do that?
Well, actually, the way it works is that it's quite easy for the customer to use it. The thing is that it's actually embedded into the purchase process, right? So in other way, probably just so that you can visualize it better. So this is a typical example of one of our customers. So that's kind of your typical product page that you usually work with. In order for you, if you're buying for this particular dress, you're trying to understand what size you should get and how it's going to look on you. So here's the button that you click. And then immediately after clicking this button, you can actually see your size and the way this garment works. So that's super easy for the customer to use. And you don't need to install any special app or anything like that. It's actually in the process. It's when you're shopping for this particular dress or garment, you're trying to understand what size should I get, right? How it's going to look on me. And there is the little button on the product page that answers exactly this question. So for the customers, we've done a lot of focus studies and groups with the customers, and actually the majority of the customers say that they do not look like the models on the website, because usually the models on the website look really thin and beautiful. The reality is different, and our technology allows customers to actually visualize themselves in this dress, preventing unnecessary returns and increasing the conversion.
Is there any concern about data leakage because they are putting some data of personal data into the website?
Yeah, so the data that they put in is just their height, weight, and age, which is not considered personal. It gets personal when you upload your own photo, but this photo is stored on your local computer. So it's stored on the device that you uploaded from, then we process it and then delete it on the website. And then if you wanna do it again, then it's actually quite easy for our technology to pull this data from your local computer and do it like that. So yeah, that's essentially, I mean, it's obviously a risk, but we were able to manage it with one of the biggest global fashion retailers, and we've done a penetration testing, security testing, and compliance, and it actually passed all of the tests.
Cool, thank you. No more questions from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Khanya. We have a couple minutes for the last question from experts.
Yeah, I see there is a question in the chat, and it's about recent years VR fitting room, highly competitive market in China. What's unique advantages and like more reasonable price or tech patents? Yes, so I completely agree that VR fitting room or smart mirror is definitely one of the hottest market trends right now. Our competitive advantage is the tech. It's how easy it is to scale. So for example, all the other solutions on the market, especially if we're talking about virtual reality or digital garments, they require a special files. So now you need to provide actual 3D models for those companies to work with the 3D model so that you can put it on top of the customer. The difference with our technology is that we do not require any additional files. We work with the files that you already have on the website, the pictures, and then we take them and we make them available through our virtual try-on. So that provides an immense opportunity for the scalability, and it also helps, ease the integration. So that's our unique advantage, that we have a powerful technology and the patents behind it, but it's also really scalable.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergey, for very honest and in-depth answers, and thank you, experts, for the questions. We are moving on to the next presenter. The company is called Singularis, and we will hear Dmitry, the founder.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to present you the presentation devoted to our project about detecting the defects in automated mode in wind turbines. So the problem we solve is following. Wind turbines, as any other industrial equipment, have many defects after production and also due to exploiting, and because of these defects the industry in general get significant losses. The convenient way to detect the defects is relied on multiple manual operations, manual inspections, manual defect detections, and our idea and our offer is automate several operations. First of all, stitching the photos and the defect detection itself, and due to this, to decrease the time necessary to detect the defects and save our customers money. So at the given moment, we are at MVP stages, and we provide two significant values to our customers. First of all, due to decrease in the time necessary for defect detection, we decrease labor expenses of our customers. And second, we provide a tool to organize the team work, the collaborative work, and save historical data for future analysis. Also, right now, our MVP allows to decrease the defect detection and stitching times in 2 up 10 times. Our main innovation is based on novelty/anomaly detection approach. Due to this, we can work with smaller data sets to train our networks, as we don't need mock-up data sets with certain defect categories. We can detect it just based on novelty/anomaly approach. The source of the data sets we work are images made during the inspections. And also, beside the neural network, we use different computer vision algorithms and techniques, including automated stitching that we also develop in our team, and other algorithms. There are several competitors for our system that we provide. The most important are Coursera, QAI, Vertical AI, and something else. Our main advantage is that we have the utilities and the tools in our systems are oriented to wind turbine industry, and we provide supporting of several processes that are important to the wind turbine industry operators. The wind turbine market is growing market now at average 10-13% per year. Now we mostly try to operate with our European partners in European market, and also we consider Chinese market as one of the perspectives, because there are 240,000 wind turbines in China are installed now, and the year increase is about 20%. Also, our technology can be scaled to defect detection in other industrial objects and vehicles, like vessels, solar panels, building walls. Right now, we don't consider it like a business direction, but we also have some pilots and negotiations in this area. This project we have been developing with our partner from Switzerland, company Helvetis, that operates like a wind turbine inspection company with multiple certificates and awards. And together with Helvetis, we are negotiating now with several European big wind turbine operators like General Electric, ESVAGT, Vattenfall, Mitsubishi, and also we are right now testing the MVP that we've been developed on real data sets. In our team, we have experts in computer vision, machine learning, UAV algorithms, also in backend and front-end development, several PhD in computer science, several participants in ACM, ICPC, and other programming contests. Also, we are in tough collaborating with universities, so we get support in scientific research of the project also. So now I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Dmitry. It's interesting that China has more wind turbines than the whole Europe.
Yes, it's fact.
Yeah, dear experts, maybe you've seen similar solutions in China, and you can share it with Dmitry, or any other questions.
Hi, it's Rebecca. I have one question. So about your data source, right? Do you provide a like drone or sensor to collect the data by yourself, or you work with the third party to do that?
Yeah, we work with a third party. Mostly Helvetis operates like an inspection company. So, and they are provided by the third side companies with the UAVs and with the sensors. It's a standard sensors available on the market. Yeah, industrial level, but not something extremely special. And after these inspections, they provide us with these data sets. Right now, we work mostly with the optical photos, but also we are exploring possibilities to work with infrared photos and maybe with LiDAR images, not optical images, but yeah, LiDAR results. But right now it's just a hypothesis. Mostly we are focusing on optical photos now.
Got it, got it. So who's the typical paid client? Is it the company who try to maintain the equipment, or the service providers, for example, the equipment providers or the data providers?
Yeah, there are three segments. The first one, the companies who produce the wind turbines because they have guarantee obligations. The second one is wind farm owners. And the third one, the companies who perform these inspections because they need to provide the defect reports to the wind farm owners or to the wind farm manufacturers. And the sooner they detect all the defects, the more money they will earn.
Got it, got it. And I heard that you are doing MVP, but not like paid existing client.
No. What we have done, we provided this MVP for 2 customers in Europe. And what they do, they provided us with data sets, and we generated the reports for them, the reports about the defects using our MVP, and we were paid for this.
Okay, got it. Just a suggestion that if you want to pitch this to the Chinese audience or the companies, and if you already have the partners or already done the pilot, you could put either their logo or names as an example to show that you guys have solid traction, because this kind of solution, similar one, not necessarily exactly the same one, but even with the same one, like it's very competitive in China. We have seen so many startups doing that. Everyone says that they are the best. So just a suggestion that if you have those, you could add them in the future as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your comments.
We have a question from the audience. Sergey, it's in the chat.
One moment. To be honest, right now we don't have the certain well elaborated plan to win the Chinese market, because mostly we were focused on European market. First of all, if we enter the Chinese market, we will begin from the wind turbines located near the seashore, because here we have more expertise against the wind turbines located offshore, like in Mongolia or something like that. So it will be the first provinces, the wind turbines located in southern Chinese Sea and the eastern Chinese Sea.
Thank you, Chris, for the question. Maybe you know some wind turbine operators that would be very useful for Dmitry to talk with.
Yeah, it would be very great, yeah, if you could share some contacts or advice to the companies. Do you mean the local government of the certain region? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Chris. We will exchange the contacts after the meetup.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have one more question from the audience. Do you have contacts with the wind vendors to check your data?
Wind vendors. So could you clarify, please? Do you mean the vendors of, let's say, of the equipment to perform the inspections, or wind turbine manufacturers?
Yes, this is Anna. I asked this question. The vendors who produce wind turbines. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we had the contact with the Vestas. Unfortunately, right now, Vestas stopped their operations in Russia, and we try to restore the contacts with Vestas together with Helvetis through our European partners.
What is the attitude to your suggestion to check, because they're usually a little bit close for such information?
In fact, Vestas was ready to pilot our solution in their factories located in Russia, but after February, it was stopped.
Okay, thank you.
I can see, Core, you unmuted yourself. Do you have questions?
Yes, I want to ask a quick question. So can you tell me a little bit about your revenue model? Because, you know, compared to B2C, B2B is a different story. So how do your team copy with that? How do you acquire your customers and make money from that?
So our business model is, first of all, licensing. So we provide a license for the users. It looks like SAS, and we provide two options to use it. For the small companies, for example, like operators who perform the inspections, they prefer to use it like SAS installed in some cloud, and the bigger customers like manufacturers or wind farm owners, they prefer it to be installed in their intranet. So we license in these both cases, we license either installations or how to say hours. So hours that the customer can use our system. Right now, we mostly debug these business models.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your explanation. No more question from my side.
Thank you, Ko. Thank you, Dmitry. We think we can move on to the next presenter.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Exauros and Ilya, founder of Exauros. Stage is yours.
So, do you hear me? Do you see the presentation?
We can hear you and we can see your screen. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, hi, my name is Ilya, and I'm a team member of Exauros startup team, and our startup develops industrial exoskeletons. So currently the burning issue is work-related musculoskeletal disorders. And according to the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 40% of workers suffers from musculoskeletal disorders. This affects important performance criteria such as turnover, sickness absence, and also loss of productivity at the end of the working shift. So for companies, this means health insurance costs, the cost of training and retraining staff, the downtime costs and lost profits. So these costs can amount to as much as 40,000 renminbi in additional cost per employee. We offer industrial exoskeletons as a solution. Industrial exoskeleton helps workers stay healthy and also reduce the effects from fatigue and strain on their muscles and skeleton. Even lifting a box weighing just 10 kilograms has a negative impact on your spine. So our exoskeleton can reduce the load on the spine from 230 kilograms to 150 kilograms, which is 1.5 times less. So right now, the slide shows our three main models of the mechanical exoskeletons for working in a semi-static posture, for working with arms raised above the head, and for working with heavy liftings. The application for industrial exoskeletons could be very wide, from the assembly lines to hospitals. It all depends on each exoskeleton model. Exaurus has now gained the support of the partners and has its own customers. So in the Chinese market, our current partner is Haitung Yegonsi, with whom we are developing our relationship. We are also actively looking for other partners and customers in China, in Chinese market, who would be interested in our product. We are aware of the fact that the future now lies in the area of the exoskeletons with motion control sensors. Therefore, we have our own technology for creating a control system based on predicting human actions using machine learning. So we are aware of our main competitors in Europe and in Asia also. We firmly believe that the decisive advantage our products have over European exoskeleton manufacturers can be gained through the sensor technology built into the exoskeleton that recognizes employee movement. So far, our company has been able to earn $40,000 from paid pilots and about $35,000 from grants. In addition, we now have a few more pilots tests in process of being approved for $100,000. We are now actively developing in Europe, and we have agreements to carry out paid exoskeleton tests in Europe with Sumitomo company group. We are also in the process of registering a company in the Europe. And our next step is to expand into the Chinese market. Our business model is based on the conducting paid pilots. In this way, we can earn funds for the development, learn more about the client's pains, and also demonstrate to the clients the capabilities of our own products and practice. The market for industrial exoskeletons is growing rapidly, with many consultancies estimating that it will be $1 billion by 2026. So we estimate that we would be able to capture 3-5% of the target market by 2026. We have the necessary patent applications and more than 50 scientific publications. So this slide shows us the core of our startup team. They have all been involved into robotics professionally since 2016 and have dozens of scientific publications on the subject. And we expect the accelerator to help us find potential clients and partners, as well as financial support and assistance in registering company in China. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Ilya. Dear experts.
Hi, I just want to say it's a really interesting project to see, because we also focus quite a lot in smart manufacturing, and we have a lot of demand from factories here in China, especially around the cities around Shanghai. So they have a lot of factories there looking for solutions, but your kind of solution is quite like not that like often to see. So I guess my question is, I'm curious, why, like what trigger the corporations try to purchase this kind of products for their, I don't know, employee? Because it looks like a nice have, but not like a must have, right? So what does it really do the good for them? Is it cut a lot of cost, improve efficiency, or what? Why exactly would they, do that?
We have two strategies, because we started the development of our product in Russia, and we have a strong Institute of Occupational Medicine in Russia, and they are our partners in Russia. So our exoskeletons are not able only to prevent occupational injuries and disorders, and also able to save the money of the employer. So we reduce the staff turnover, we reduce the sickness absence due to the occupational injuries. So we have both effects. Effect for the employer, it's more effective production and less costs for downtime and injuries, and the effect for the employee who has more opportunities to stay healthy during the hard working shift. So
I see. And it's actually not, I don't know, in Russia, does it categorize as medical equipment or medical devices?
Absolutely not, because we did some research and we understood that in China as well as in Russia, there is no certification of that kind of product like industrial exoskeleton. In China, we are in Russia, I'm sorry, and we our company involved in the process of making a national standard of using industrial exoskeleton as personal protective equipment. So we would like to share this. Our knowledge is with Chinese partners, and we also do it with Haitonggunsi. We are meaning our product as not as a medical one, but as a personal protective equipment. Yes. Sorry.
I see. Yeah, the reason I asked is also because if you position the product as a medical devices, it's gonna be hard to get a license and everything. Haitong are they your distributor or your client?
No, they are our partner in the area of sensor development and of the area of the certification. So.
Got it. Very interesting. If you have time later, we would like to know more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Maybe anyone has insights where to start with such a hardware project in China? Okay, we have a question from Chris. I will read it out loud because we have a recording. So, hi Leah, I have a question. So your product, wearable devices, requires some tech like deep AI learning, sensor, mechanical engineering parts. But compared to robot or robot arm, what's advantage of these products are? Because both could do similar works and save manpower costs. I think this question is quite similar to the one that Rebecca asked.
So first of all, right now we have completely mechanical models of industrial exoskeletons, but according to the some researchers, at least 50% of workplaces in the world by the end of the 2030 will not be automated. So the exoskeleton, it would be a great alternative to the robots, and also our exoskeletons could be used not only at the industrial factories or industrial enterprises, also could be used in logistics centers and also in hospitals, where it's sometimes hard to automate the workplace. So we are just looking for as alternative for the robots, our product. So.
Okay. Thank you, Leah. I think we have time for one question. Maybe Koa.
Yes, I want to ask Ilya, how long have you actually worked on this?
Excuse me, I have problems with internet connection. Could you repeat your question?
I mean, how long have you actually worked on this?
So we started develop it since 2016, and maybe a little bit earlier. So till now we are developing our technology and improve it.
Okay, so and I want to ask you, what is your differentiator? How are you differentiating from your technology or from your business model? What is your differentiators compared to the other similar models, similar companies?
So the main difference is we try to make there is a lack of versatility in other models of exoskeletons of our competitors, because they focus on the certain sphere of industrial development, for example, automotive assembly lines. And we just want to offer the product which could be could have some features like simplicity, versatility, and also ergonomics. So,
okay, thank you for explanation.
Thank you, Ilya. We're moving on to the next presenter. So, Kirill.
Thank you very much.
Kirill from Monosnap. Over to you.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Kirill. I'm founder and CEO of Monosnap. This is a secure asset management service for enterprises like Shopify, Citrix, Rike, and Calendly. So we have more than 2 million users across the world, most of them from the United States. A lot of companies from S&P 500 already using our free version of our services, and we track more than 30,000 unique companies, which refers from Jira websites. So at the right side, you can find out how many users are already using our application and service, and at the bottom about the metrics about the money. So about the problem, security versus usability. Many public cloud storages are easy to upload, share, view, organize, and manage files, but there are some security risks, like files are controlled by third-party providers, and it's quite expensive in case of large companies. And yep, I mentioned large companies like Shopify, they prefer to use cloud storage is based on AWS Free, Google Cloud, Azure, or IBM, because it's a gold security standard, but there's no way to upload, share, and manage files easily, and really hard to set up access control. And here's a solution with the Monosnap, productivity without security risks. So Monosnap secure file management service and visual productivity tool, which helps to upload files directly from the app, avoiding Monosnap infrastructure. At the bottom, you can see number of cloud services we're working with. About the market size, we somewhere between really huge markets like enterprise file sharing, cloud storage markets, dev tools, and identity verification platforms. So it's really huge markets. About the value proposition of Monosnap, it's a trusted day-to-day service for creation, sharing, and managing files in corp storages, secure updates and onboarding in a few clicks for the entire company, and we're saving more than 65 hours early for each employee. And for example, Shopify in love with us. About our spreading model, it's a B2C2B or product-led growth. So we're spreading across the large companies freely with our viral productivity tool, somehow sneak inside the company and start to grow exponentially. Here's a slide of our successful story with the Shopify. And at this slide, the numbers of potential corporate audience and clients, probably you can mention the Tencent from China here. About the traction, last year we ended with a revenue of $500,000. We find out this early profit margin area with the enterprises and pre-ordered and prepared this solution for Shopify, how to sneak inside the corporate heavy enterprise companies. About the milestone, from this year, we expanded to the whole Shopify and start working for the prototype and planning to publish it across the Google Cloud platform and integrate with the several services like Salesforce, Slack, Jira, and Upwork, and planning to expand our revenue in the next 3-4 years up to $100 million. About the competitors, we're not trying to beat them, we are working on top of them and simply grabbing best of practices. We're getting the best practices from usability and interface from services like Google Drive, Dropbox, and applying to the AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure. It's the same way we're doing pretty the same for the B2C uploading and collaboration tool, like screenshots, Loom, Dropler, Calendly, Zoom. So we're working on top of the security infrastructure and trying to avoid in case our probably sensitive data. About the team, you know, it's a quite interesting slide because most of our team is gray hat or white hat pen testers and hackers. So with a really wide range in the technology experts, me with 10 years in the startups, probably I can share more information later about my team. We're already in direct touch with many huge companies who are already our clients or trying to communicate with us to boost their platforms like Cisco or HubSpot. And we're looking for 1.5 million investments to increase our sales, marketing, and development. So probably this is my context. And okay, about the Chinese market and our expectation about this Zoom call. Probably we have already a number of free clients across the heavy public companies like Huawei, Alibaba, Lenovo, NetEase. And on top of that, we have several startups who mentioned in our guests portfolio companies like Antler and Paradigm who already use Monasnap heavily. So yeah, Chinese markets are really interesting. And in case of our Paradigm, which we're trying to avoid in any cases our infrastructure, we prefer to use on-premise solution. And I think it will be pretty interesting for inner Chinese market in the mainland or in Hong Kong. So, yep. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Kirill, for telling us that Monasnap is much more sophisticated product than just a screenshotter.
Yep.
The experts, who would be the first? Maybe Brooke or Honye. We haven't heard from you.
Hi, Simakov. This is Hongye from Antler. So yeah, very happy to meet you here. So in China, like the market is quite different. So are you entering this market by with the huge companies or small startups? Because like Antler, even though we have the AUM of around $1 billion US, but we are still quite small, right? We only have like dozens of people all over the world. So is your strategy into Chinese market to come with the internet giants or small startups?
You know, I just mentioned the most famous companies here and your portfolio companies, but there's no matter which companies we're trying to spread inside. We know how to grab money from huge companies, but the small companies and startups help us to acquire growth. So it's called B2C2B or product-led growth model. So startups helped us to spread our brand across their clients and their employees. So probably most of the money will be earned from huge companies, and we're trying to change it and work on a wider market with the smaller companies, but it's will be much harder to grab constantly money from them instead of large companies. So it's quite easy to find the connection with a company like Shopify, grab some money, thousands of dollars to complete the MVP or pilot with them, and then apply it to the wider audience. So no, and we're not aiming to the huge companies. This is just a highlight.
So for the big companies, they have a very big security team or a developing team. So what is the reason for them to use your technology instead of making one by themselves?
You know, it's a really cool question because two companies already tried to steal and copy our products. It's called Atlassian and probably Yandex. It was quite far ago. And, you know, it's quite challenging for a big company to create something productivity inside their environment. And on top of them, they simply lose their focus aiming to their inner tasks. So I'm not I'm not fear about they trying to copy. Probably they will help to spread the growth of the market. In terms of security teams, yeah, we're working closely with the companies like Shopify and Citrix. And because of our ideology about the zero trust and avoiding, in any cases, our infrastructure, so and providing on-premise solution, yeah, they fine with that. We already passed pen tests, and probably white hat and or evil black hat community loves Manasnet because we don't allow to leak anything, because all of the files and communications works directly to the customer's environment, servers, VPS, etc.
Yeah. So the reason why I asked this question is I used to work with Digital China, one of the biggest IT integrator in China, and we used to have a team doing internet hardwares, and Baidu just hired they just hired all the team from our company. So they wanted to make this technology, then they just hire all the team. So that would be a challenge, I think, especially for.
Yeah, about the hiring the whole team. I passed the similar situation twice with Atlassian and Yandex. They hired half of our team because we rejected their deals and collaborations. And probably they spent more than 2 or 3 years to copy our service. They failed and spent probably as much as maybe higher from 2 and up to 3 times we spent for the whole startup for the last 10 years. So yep, we're not fair about the competitive. Probably they can try to hire our team without the inspiration of our founders and core teams, they will fail. So it's probably it's a it's a checked fact in our past.
Yeah. Well, no more questions from my side. Thank you.
Okay, Brooke, I can see you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I also have a question. Thanks. Actually, I'm more curious about how you're going to enter the China market, because in China market for SME, we already have Feishu, maybe you know, Ding Ding, and for the big corporate, the Huawei or other Lianxiang, they also have the internal cloud. So how are you going to enter the China market? You're going to partnership with build up partnership with the existing platforms, or you're going to other ways?
Nope. I will simply explain the strategy of Manasnet. We spent $0 on marketing, any kind of advertisement, and all of the entering inside the companies provided by the viral effect. So probably one employee moved to another company, grabs Manasnet and installed it inside the company. We have offline installers, and people simply cross the borders. Many people from Russia or outsource companies working with the Chinese companies, and they simply grab Manasnet here, tell about it, and they don't have any limits to install it freely. And yeah, this is how it works. Someone grabs the Manasnet at the company, start using it, and someone mentioned it, sees the links or some kind of unique markdowns, and yep, install it again. So yep, that's pretty easy. We don't have any resellers or yeah.
So which kind of industrial or which kind of what may the employees may they will be stuff from?
You know, for now, most of our clients related to e-commerce, like the Shopify, but there are a lot of companies interested in Manasnet, like Cisco, Citrix. So all of the companies who are related to IT sphere or semi-IT, with the support departments, quality assurance departments, designers, or product managers, all of them will use Manasnet in several different cases. And once they loved our screenshot and screencast tool, and spread it across the company. We simply show them more cases about how they can turn it into the enterprise uploading tool, and on top of their existing infrastructure, or infrastructure will help them to create based on, for example, on top of Alibaba servers. We provide more complex solution like a standalone on-premise secured storages.
Okay, understand. Thanks.
We have time for the last question, and it's already in the chat from Chris Liao. Let me read it out loud. So the question is about data security. It's always been a sensitive area. Large companies like Alibaba or Tencent has received warning and even fines from government because of data leakage. So Kirill, what's your perspective about that?
You know, we face similar questions many times. That's why we simply moved out from our own infrastructure. And in case of large companies, we provide all of the services internally via in-premise solutions. And our servers simply don't communicate with anything. And in case these companies are really worried about the security, they can do it by their own, because we don't touch anything for their inner infrastructure. And yep, so our servers will be isolated from the whole world. And yep, so we already passed the security teams through the Shopify, Citrix, and several more unicorns across the world. And they're fine with that. On top of that, dozens of pen testers working with us. And yeah, we are passing to gain the SOC 2 Type 2 certification this year.
All right. Thanks, Kirill.
Yep, thank you for your time.
And the next speech would be from Konstantin, founder of Sherpa.
Yeah, hi colleagues. I will now share my presentation. Please let me know, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can, and we can hear you well.
Okay, great. I'm a founder of Sherpa RPA, a robotic process automation platform, which finds routine tasks of employees, cuts operational costs, accelerates time to market for new services, and attracts new leads and clients. It's a common knowledge that repetitive or routine tasks are inefficient tasks in companies. And those repetitive tasks can take up to 80% of all back office time of employers. And this can happen in procurement, in sales, in accounting, in HR, in customer care. In other words, in every situation where employee sits in front of computer, uses his mouse and his keyboard to use different types of desktop and web applications. For example, in a call center, about 200 of employers are processing customer requests, and about 30% of their work time, they retrieve clients' profiles from up to 10 different systems. And this is quite a repetitive task, and combined it takes 14,000 man-hours per month, which is a huge number, and this is a huge amount of money and potentially wasted money. RPA robots is a good solution for this problem, and according to such sources like KPMG and Deloitte, robots bring and retain clients and their satisfaction. In such niches as fintech, return on investment of RPA projects is from 400 to 900%. Sherpa RPA is the platform to create and operate those robots, virtual employees, and it can do this both in no-code and low-code fashion. It offers both attended and unattended robotic automation. It contains orchestrator to control and monitor all robots and to help them communicate with each other and with employers of company, and process discovery to helps to find and describe best business process candidates for robotic automation. More specifically, we can install an agent on the workplaces of employers, so they record screens and actions of employers. And then process discovery finds repetitive processes using artificial intelligence, machine learning, OCR, and natural language processing. Then process discovery creates process description in a human readable format, and it also creates the prototype of robot, which can be then converted into a working robot script with minimal effort. Our clients are mainly in Russia, and these are large telecoms, large banks, retail, and these clients have over 100 billion of revenue combined. Of course, we have competition both worldwide and inside Russia, but why our clients chose Sherpa RPA? First of all, we offer automated migration of ready projects from two top competitors, from UiPath and from Blue Prism. And over 90% of project is converted fully automatically. Our RPA has integrated IDP, intellectual OCR capability for processing of scans and photos of documents. And this is a quite unique feature because usually it is not contained within RPR platform, but RPR plus OCR is a very good combination for solving real-time, real-world problems. Our clients tell that we have very short learning curve within 3 weeks from zero to commercial developer, even for non-professionals. So our platform is very citizen developer friendly. Also have great support for popular enterprise technologies like SAP, Oracle, Siebel, IBM Access, Citrix, legacy applications which are used in telecom, in banks, in retail, and so on. Also, our robots are super fast and super low consuming comparing to different platforms. In 2022, we were focused on a small to medium business. We started our sales, and with a customer acquisition of $500, we got short-term LTV of about $3,000 US. By the end of 2021, we earned $200,000 US with monthly increase by 20%. And an interesting number that 60% who buy one robot then come to us and buy the next one. So we have a quite high repetitive sales rate. In 2022, we shifted our focus to enterprises, and now Sherpa RPA is within top 3 RPA platforms in Russia. By most enterprise ratings. We have more than 30 enterprise clients now, and we are successfully replacing such world leaders like UiPath, Blue Prism, Escreon, thanks to technological superiority and thanks to automation migration capabilities. And projected revenue by the end of this year will be about $1 million, which shows 500% annual growth. Our team consists of professionals both in sales and robotic automation, and in previous experience we developed and distributed different IT solutions in automation and security fields in more than 100 countries. So why China? First of all, China is a huge and mature pay market, and according to IDC, it grew from $36 million US in 2018 to 1.2 billion in 2022. But at the same time, it has a relatively low competition, especially in SMB, SME niches. Of course, we are aware that China has its own local players, quite strong ones like AI, Clone Robotics, Shadowbot, BotTime, but still most of market potential remains undiscovered. So we want to take some market share with focus on SMB and SMEs. We are requesting partnerships with local distributors. introduction to fintech and telecom clients, joint ventures, and investment for local growth. Thank you very much. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Konstantin. Dear experts, do you have any questions?
Hi, I don't have a question. I just have a tip for you. So basically, because you're listening down here, you want to cut into the fintech and ICT area in China. And there's actually two of the industries that take the data privacy very serious, and according to the local law, those like, because we have partners and clients like all the banks in China, so they would not work with foreign invest companies. So which means if you're a company outside of China, they will not use the technology anyway. So so my tip is that if you wanna start with them, I mean, you probably don't want to start with the fintech first, like banks or the financial companies, but you could think about other industries that could start with in China. So that would be my suggestion. Or if you really want to do that, you will need to find a local partner here, find a way to structure your legal entity to make it happen. So that's just my tip.
Rebecca, thank you very much for the great tip. In fact, in Russia, banks and telecoms are not only our clients, but also our partners. So we use them as a channel to sell our services to their clients. So yes, maybe being foreign company, we would not be able to use our software within your banks, but Chinese banks can bring us clients in joint venture partnerships or in different kinds of partnerships. Of course, we will be focusing on SMBs, SMEs, which in different industries, in retail, in production, in sales, yes, internet marketing, because we understand that we will have much shorter sales cycle with these types of clients than with large enterprises.
Yeah, because RPA, this kind of solution is all like general, right? Like you don't necessarily have to be in certain specific industry as long as you acquire the data, you train the model and everything. But like I said, there are a lot of existing startups are doing that, and even the big corporate, they are developing their own as well. So if you have time, maybe could you elaborate on your core technology or what exactly is the advantage here?
Our two main advantages is integrated process discovery, because not all, and even not most of market leaders have its own process discovery in such a way that we do, and also it's integrated capabilities of intellectual recognition of documents, which is called intellectual document processing or intellectual OCR. And also, this is not a common thing within RPA vendors. I think this is our two main points of our competitiveness.
I see. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, for hints and questions. Konstantin, we have one more question in the chat. Could you make an example of how your client is using Sherpa in their business? So can you please tell about business case, or how you added value for the client?
Sure. Most cases lie in three topics. It's accounting, it's procurement, and it's sales. More specifically, it's lead generation. In procurement, it's there are common tasks like ordering, calculating payouts, processing invoices, and invoicing process, and so on. In procurement, it's finding the most effective provider for given goods and given services. It helps in tenders, so to process tender results and to find specific tenders and participate in them. In lead generation, our robots successfully work with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, local and global marketplaces to provide lead gen both for sellers and for service companies. So this I think about 80% of our use cases. These three topics.
Okay, thank you, Konstantin.
Yeah,
All
thank
right,
you.
so we're moving to the last but not least presenter. It's Alex, CEO of Somin. Alex, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, let me share my screen. Hey, everyone. You catch me in the park. So next to my meeting, I need to go. So, yeah, can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you and see your screen.
All right. Okay, Alex here. Untitled AI, the platform that solves huge issue in the digital advertising market across the globe. You probably might have not known that last year there have been about 15 billion USD completely wasted on the ads that didn't work on programmatic, such as Baidu, Facebook, and other systems. That's estimated statistics. And wasted means that they went to the pockets of the systems themselves, programmatic systems, but they didn't go to, they didn't get converted to the revenues as advertisers would expect. So we built a platform that automatically help advertisers and also marketing agencies to not just save 38% of costs on average, but also help to save about 40% of the time on digital advertising. We are Forbes cool vendors. In 2020, only 3 companies per year globally can receive this, and we're one of them. We are Forbes Technology Consults, Gartner Cool Vendors, and also we are 500 startups graduates twice. The problem we solve in the finished ad, a brand gets, if it comes to ads, it all goes smooth, no problems like commodity trading when it comes to advertising in the social network, on the search engine. You're gonna deal with very volatile data. Today it's 5 per purchase, tomorrow 50, day after tomorrow 200. You could get a great because it's all happening in programmatic environment. You can control those parameters, but honestly, human cannot do that because it's all about billions of data points happening and on the systems in a second, and you can have 2-3 ad sets on a daily basis. So that needs to be solved, and we created a superpower that actually solves this problem in 3 key distinct approaches. The first one is our core secret sauce is the long tail AI targeting. It's a technology that helps to avoid the programmatic auction and basically find such targeting audiences that are cheaper, but also at the same time more or similar effective, so that you're gonna get it at cheaper CPM but a higher conversion rates. And the second one is, of course, the automated A/B testing of the digital content via GPT-3 and DALL-E 2. And the third one is automated ad optimization, which checks the ads every 30 minutes over the hundreds or thousands of A/B tests, as compared to human could just do 1 or 2 and twice, 3 times per week in the best case. It's a very sexy market. China is just one big ball of the white color here as well. So it could be efficiently double here in the market. You can see the TM market analysis for the whole world, except for China. So it's quite interesting. And I put this slide to just show that opportunities in China, they are very much equal to opportunities in huge markets, or very times in the continent opportunities. And of course, that's a very good time to work with that. At the moment we have been in China, we actually located in some of our offices, we are located near China as well, in Singapore and in Russia, of course. And there are quite a number of opportunities, especially for Chinese companies that are trying to trade outside of China. So we have a technology for Facebook and Google, there's really many businesses that get developed in China, but they want to go outside. They don't have agency relationships. They don't have any partners outside. But in our case, we speak Chinese. We have a platform that can work with Chinese, have Chinese UI, and can work not just with Chinese social network, but also with outside social networks such as Facebook. And we have successful use cases of Chinese companies actually driving their app installs and sales through our platform by optimizing ads via AI rather than by a human. Really many case studies, very big brand names here, very smart team. We have 3 PhDs, 2 professors, and 3 senior directors from very huge global agencies. This works because of psychographics, because our platform can find millions of data points and thousands of interest categories that haven't been touched before through the social media and competitive analysis of the brand and audience plus historical campaigns. So this psychographics allows you to avoid the auction and get a much better price for purchasing ads because nobody else targeting it. And therefore, you're going to get a very good 3-step process where in the first step, you collect the data, and the second step, you break it down via computer vision and NLP to extract these categories, and then you run and optimize ads. And the third step, all been tested with Huawei, of course, with Citi, with Audi, with McDonald's, with Mothercare, and there are a number of competitors. But when it comes to coming out from Chinese market to outside, we are pretty much in a blue ocean because we are one of the first doing sales in this direction. When it comes to automated long-tail ad optimization and targeting, we sell to SMEs and agencies, as well as to bigger brands like the one you have seen just before. And we have grown last year 2.9 times. And this year, we plan to retain this kind of growth rate, reaching our Series A in the middle of next year. Very happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Perfect timing.
Well, 40 seconds late. I'm sorry. No, really perfect.
Okay, experts. Who would be the first?
Hi, Alex. May I know, do you consider traditional advertising companies as your competitors? Why and why not?
Well, in terms of scale, they definitely are not our competitors because our ratio and our margins are just incomparable. But of course, when it comes to the values and bring, everybody pretty much pitches the same. Somebody comes and say, I'm WPP, I'm gonna make your ads so good. And they have a bigger brand than we do. So in this case, of course, they are competing and enlarge our sales cycle. The good thing is that we position ourselves in AI long tail ad targeting optimization, so we don't need to participate in the tenders, and that kind of makes our life easier. Another big advantage is that our competitors need about 2-3 months to set up and then 6 months to get the results. We are ready to commit for 20% ad improvement within the first month, and our setup is only 2 weeks. Plus, we cost about 2 times cheaper than them, just because we can afford that. We really much more lightweight, but not less efficient as compared to them due to the tech.
And just a very short question. I'm very curious. Do you see a decrease in marketing expense, like in all the industries?
Well, no, really. Well, it depends. Depends what you're comparing to. But of course, during COVID, they all were increasing. Now we've got the crisis, and the companies kind of hold on the marketing for the top funnel marketing, like outreach, awareness, etc. But we are very much in a performance space, and actually our budgets get increased because very often, and nowadays during just performance marketing trend, lots of budgets from awareness and from those things you can't really track get moved into performance advertising because that's something you can track and optimize for. So we are in a very much sweet spot here. And also China now even more needs partners outside because they are very much locked. So they need trusted partners outside that can speak Chinese, they can work with them in the way, and we know how to do it because we're born in Asia. So yeah, it's a good times. That's why I'm here for this speech.
All right, thank you. Cool.
Thanks for your question.
Any other questions? Rebecca, you're the most active participator.
Yes, I'm here. Very interesting business model. I'm just also curious, like if you already have any like existing strategy or have been under any discussion with potential client or partners already in China.
Oh, we've got folks in Hong Kong who are working with us. We've got people in China who are our partners who is casually trying to research for leads and stuff. And we've got a bit of word of mouth that comes from our other Chinese companies. But being in Asia for the last 10 years, we know very well that if you want to do business in China, you must be located there, and you must have Chinese team who can go drink whiskey with the right people in the right moment, right? So that's why we are here. Hey, Rebecca, help us. Yeah, we want to work with you. Yeah, we understand this, and yeah, we are ready for exciting things, especially when Chinese company want to go outside, because we are an experts in both outside markets and also Chinese ecosystems and ways they do business. We in fact founded and invested by Chinese very much.
Cool. We maybe I could share with you more info for any future cross-border events and programs. Take a look and see if you find anything interesting that you could join us.
Oh, definitely. Thanks. Hopefully they'll open up. My last ticket from China to Russia was just like a crazy. Hopefully they'll open up soon. But yeah, sure. Happy to. Folks, thanks so much for your questions. My next meeting in 17 minutes. I have to run there. Thank you very much for warm welcome. I really wishing you a very, very good evening in Russia. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. All right. So that was the last speech for today. I think we had a very productive conversation, and I want to thank all the experts for the feedback, recommendations, and comments. If any of the teams interest you and you would like to talk in more detail, let us know and we will make an intro for sure. And I just want to ask you to tell a few words in general about the pitches you heard. Who is the most memorable to you and why? Maybe share general recommendations to the whole group of pitches. Who wants to be the first? Okay, Rebecca, save me out.
I'm sorry, what's the question? I was just trying to say hi and throw out my LinkedIn on the chat box.
just share your experience about today meetup and maybe some recommendation for in general for all the teachers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I could start a little bit and then let the rest to share as well. From my observation, I think all startups are very outstanding because they already have proved market traction. You guys either have the existing clients, partnership, MVP, POC, already raised fund before. So this is a very good start, because if you wanna go to overseas markets, you definitely need to already have solid improvements and market traction at home. So that's very good. And the other one is that I think all the industries we are selecting today, or the sectors, the solutions are in all the very hot areas in Russia and China. So the market demand is definitely here. So if you want to expand, I think there are opportunities. But normally, I think from my experience working with cross-border startups from the past years is that not necessarily everyone taking China as the first stop. So maybe you guys joined today to learn something about China, to get some feedback, but I'm not sure how many of you really like want to form the strategy about it. So the first step could definitely be just learn and get more industry insight about China, because for customer behavior, your typical clients, For example, one of you mentioned that it could be used into hospital, but I wouldn't recommend that, because if you try to sell your product to the hospital, it's kind of impossible for you to be put on the supplier list. So usually the way would not be like that. So you need to find other ways, either to R&D or find distributor. So all these kind of like small things you could get, either learn from like webinars, events, mentors, talk with the Chinese partners, your clients, to get this kind of information as much as possible. That will always be the first step. And if you really like enjoyed it and you think you have potential and opportunity there, then definitely the second step, I would recommend you to join pitch an event like this. Get exposure to Chinese investors, but also China, there are lots of venture capitals, accelerators, run a lot of pitching events every year, or even government will run competitions. So if you want to join, also you could sign up and take this chance to get more feedback to promote yourself to the Chinese audience. You never know what kind of opportunity you will get. So this could be always be the second step. And the third one, if you, after some like improvement or process, you still think it is very significant for you to enter the China market and you are ready, then you need to prepare to think about hire a team as the general manager and give him or her the total authorization to take care of the greater China market. Better be a Chinese or locate in China to help you start the business. Have the team, or even have even start to register like legal entity. Think about the IP protection and transfer. This and that as the third step. So usually I think that's the path for cross-border startups. And yeah, I hope you guys all get enough information, and feel free to reach out to us if you have any other question or you want to know more about us or get more information. I think everyone here today would like to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks a lot. Hongye, can you share some thoughts?
Yeah. So I think the companies today are really great and very impressive, like all the companies in different industries. And I would I agree with Rebecca's suggestion that I think even for now, the biggest challenge for all the foreigners and foreign companies to come to China. So like for me, the challenge is like I'm attending a meeting in Netherlands very soon. So the challenge for me is find a way to go to Netherlands and find a way back home. Then I think it's even harder for foreigners and foreign companies to come to China, because like the quarantine, the visa, to get to know this market. So I think the biggest takeaway from today's meeting is for all the startups would be find a partner in China and come to China by yourselves and have face-to-face meetings with the Chinese government and Chinese startups and Chinese VC and PE companies. Then you get the China business here. But yeah, like for the as the COVID is still out there, the challenge would be how to come to this to mainland. Probably HK would be a choice, like invest HK, right?
Yeah, and they recently reduced the quarantine time to 3 days. 3 days. In Hong Kong.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Hongye. Ko, do you want to speak a couple words? Okay, no worries. Brooke Sven, are you here with us?
Yeah, thanks the Intema to organize this event, and as Hongye and Rebecca mentioned, I think all of the teams are very outstanding. And I just want to share one point. It's about competitive edge, because in my mind, so for a startup, early stage startups, you actually your edge is from your technology or your business models. But for foreign company, it's quite difficult for you to build up some business model edge in China. So you need to have a very high, high competitive edge in technologies, because actually we our fund is in Hong Kong, and we met lots of foreign startups who try to enter China market, and most of the startups doing business model innovations failed, and only those who have the core technology, they survived, and some of them they find some partnership with local company in China, and they grow fast, and they become some unicorns. So I think for the startups from Europe or Russia, and I think you need to do some research in China market and see have a research on your competitors. If the market you target is very high potential, there will be a lot of competitor comes to copy, to have develop similar functions once you enter this market. So yeah, and that's my suggestion for the teams. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Brooke, for recommendations. Okay, Inchuan, do you want to tell us some thoughts? All right. What about Jinshan?
Yeah, thanks for inviting us, and these companies are all great, and all these ideas inspiring us to reach more markets in China. And yes, as Rebecca said, the first thing we should think is how to stand in China market, and we should consider more, much more than the local companies as expected, such as data leaks, regulation, technical advantages. We can see a lot of things happening in China and also in the international wars. So the foreign investor companies, once they want to try to enter in the China market, especially in finance, governments, energy, something like that, would be very, very hard, as I can see. So I would more appreciate we use or suggest you to use your technical advantages to stand in areas like fashion, e-commerce, something like that. It would be more easier. And secondly, we could offer, we mentioned in 4 Paradigm could offer you technology help and support in data-centric and AI platform. And we are welcome you to contact us if you need them. And last, we could suggest you to hire some local manager, especially business expansion, business development manager in the local China market, to help you to aware what's happening right now, right here in China. Thank you.
Thank you, Jinshan, for suggestions. And we have some comments from Koa in the chat. I would read it out loud. I would say, generally speaking, I was fairly impressed with the presentation in general. If you all want to join the 6th China Shenzhen Innovation and Entrepreneurship International Competition, please feel free to contact me. So if you want to join this competition, there is a email in the chat from Koa. Please contact him. And we also have thanks from Chris in the chat, and his contacts there too. So, well done, teams. Thank you, experts. For startups, I agree that you have great technologies and business metrics and case studies. And I personally and the whole Intema team wish you a lot of success in this. And here we can wrap it up and finish our meetup. I will leave the QR code for our community. Just 1 second, here you are. I will leave it here and see you on the next events. Thank you. Have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.